Right. And when you think, let's focus in on computer vision for a moment. When you think about the developments and the progress and maturity there, what do you still see as being the trends and challenges around computer vision research?
So there's just been enormous progress in computer vision. I mean, it's a field that has moved in fairly short order from sort of being able to do almost nothing, right? All that computer vision could really do a decade or so ago was put a box around a human face and nothing much else worked. Whereas now there are all sorts of applications of computer vision where it can do lots of useful things. But most of them are in some sense still pretty low level. So, there's enormous commercial opportunities now. A lot of those are in the medical area. So really any kind of medical imaging, we can now collect data, build deep learning systems, which can do a job as good or better than human doctors at noticing things in imaging, and that's great. But the tasks we can do are still very low-level tasks. As soon as it requires more interpretive tasks of what you might call higher level computer vision, the kind of things that people do all the time when they're looking at a scene and understanding what's happening. If someone walks by here, they'll say, oh, someone's being interviewed. Yeah. Whereas if you put this same scene into a computer vision system today, you'll get, two people, floodlights, camera, right? You'll recognize some objects and you might be able to get out that the two people are looking at each other, but you're not going to get out sort of an understanding of what's happening. So pushing into sort of actually understanding what's happening at a higher semantic level, I think that's one of the big frontiers of vision. And it's actually then a frontier in which NLP and vision get closer to each other, because this gets us into areas of knowledge and understanding the world and interpreting what's going on, and that they become more similar regardless of whether you start with text or images. Right. Another big area is moving more back into, I guess, 3D vision of understanding the world and what's happening in the world, and sort of connecting between just the 2D scenes that we see and having models of the 3D world, which allows us to predict and understand what's going to be happening.
Right. I just saw something recently from one of the museums in Italy where they had the whole 3D interaction from the prehistoric times. It was pretty incredible to see how far we've come. But when we think about the applications in computer vision as well, and we look at areas like autonomous driving, we can see again the progress that has been made there over the last number of years has been pretty phenomenal too. So what are your thoughts on that?
So that's obviously been a huge area of progress and an area where people see huge commercial utility. I think to some extent we still need to be cautious. On the one hand, there's been a ton of progress and things almost work, and there are the Waymo cars driving around the Bay Area all the time. On the other hand, it's also been a proof of just sort of how many different special cases there are, which human beings are good at interpreting because they have so much knowledge of the world and how it works and common sense, whereas we still have difficulty getting that sort of same kind of flexibility into autonomous driving systems, right? That they're great at staying between lanes and driving down a road or a highway, but you're not clear that you want to be the flag person waving the flag directing cars when an autonomous vehicle is coming at you, because it might not interpret things right.
Yeah, it could be a different story or a different ending. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we see there's still a long way to go there as well when we think about level 5 driving and so forth.